we are live, because I think we had a countdown. And this is the Blue Plate Special. I'm Andy Andrews here at Wisdom Harbor Studios in Orange Beach, Alabama at the Wharf. And we are glad that you're with us. We have some tragic news today. Not really. But we have some other stuff going on. I'm mad about something that I'll tell you about in a minute. And I got some trade news. I've got, we're just going to, Happy New Year. I hadn't seen you people. How's the joke go? Since last year. So, how are you guys doing? Everybody good? Everybody good? Is there really a town called My Joy, Pennsylvania? Really? Come on, Patty Bliss. Now, I know about Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's right. Danielle Judson Perkins. Oh, yeah. Told to bring your popcorn for this one. Jimmy Tanner, Mike Forrester, Marcy Cross Taylor from Eastern Washington. Warmed up to 45 this morning. Ooh. That's just too cold for me. I'm just telling you, that is too cold for me. Oh, I want to get this. I have to get this thing, in place. I've got so many. This is going to be show and tell day on the Blue Plate Special. I've got so much to show you guys. And so, first of all, hi to everybody on Facebook. I appreciate you being here. If you would, please share this. See the share button? Please click that share and put us on your page where we're streaming it live to your page as well. We appreciate that. And click that notification button and turn on your notifications on your phone so that when we are live, you will be notified. That's right. Patricia Clapp, how are you doing? You're right first in line. And I'll say hi to the Twitterites, the Instagrammers, and also the YouTubers. And so if you ever watch us on YouTube, please click that subscribe button. Hey, Christy. Christy's my sister. Kevin Perkins, the old man, is here. Hey, did you see the has anybody seen the podcast yet? I'm not sure if anybody's seen the podcast, but this week's podcast, it came out just early this morning, and of course in California it came out at 3:15. But it's Kevin Perkins and me. How about that for a podcast? We've got I am interviewing the original old man, and it was funny because when we were recording that, Austin was here and he was out in the store area. And so if you visit us here in the store, you will see that we have their television screens around that you can see what's happening in here. Even though there's glass here, you can stand there and watch. But we also have speakers out there, so everything that you can hear everything that's being said. Right, Matt?
Yep, it's all on.
Yep. And so Austin was out there the other day when Kevin and I were recording the podcast, and when we got through, he came in to say hey to Uncle Kevin and said, that is a great one. That's going to be, because evidently it was funny. But with Kevin, it would be funny. And I was thinking about today when I left the house, and I thought I would show you something because I knew that I was going to do a Blue Plate today, and I knew that Kevin, the professional noticer with Kevin, had just come out. Hey, Diana Torres, so glad. So, Big G, you already saw it? You liked it? Good. Sacred Heart, Minnesota. Angie, hey. So I left the house, and one of the things that we didn't talk about, because, Kevin and I, we could have talked forever. We do talk forever every time we get together. But there's so many things that I didn't get to say about Kevin, and I'll have him on again sometime if he's nice to me. If he's nice, I'll have him on, maybe. And but one of the things I didn't say about him is that he's an artist. You know how we talked about the other day, talked about the Pictionary and Kevin drawing the 3-dimensional pipe on Pictionary, and we would just laugh at him. Well, I saw something that Kevin had done for me as I was walking out the door, and I said, I'm going to show that to the Blue Plate people. But look at this. I think this is like watercolor, but can you see that, Matt?
Yeah, you can see it.
That is an incredible wild turkey. I wish. Can I zoom in on it, or do I need to go over there and like stick it in front of the camera?
Yeah. Well, if you bring it over, we'll have to fix the focus. You can see it pretty good there, unless you're trying to show something real small.
No, I was just trying to show that this is very detailed, that this is good. That this isn't some sucky paint by numbers thing. This is like Kevin's an artist. You think that's great? You think that's great, my friends? You really should see the duck calls and the turkey calls that he does. Unbelievable stuff. So, hey, I need to have him on sometime and we'll show some of that stuff about what happened. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I know, I see you guys going, broken glass? Is that a broken glass? Yes, it is a broken glass, and that's not even what I'm mad about. I'll tell you about this in just a minute. Here is the safety pin. Now, between now and Thursday, I will be trading this safety pin to somebody for something. Okay? We don't really know what I'm going to get for it, but I'm going to try to get something better than this safety pin. And then all year long, between Blue Plate specials, we're going to trade up, and I will report back. Okay? So, hey, before I tell you about the breaking and tell you what I'm mad about, I should also tell you we have a new canvas thing. And you can go in, like on the website on andyandrews.com, you can go and see canvases and see different color, but we got something very new, and I think it's cool. Now, it was my idea, and so I'm not saying that my ideas are always great, but this is a great one. Let me show you what we got. Now, this was we did kind of a neutral thing. We're calling it the Manners canvas. Okay. What do you think? All right. So it says, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, please, thank you, and then down here is a quote that I did, or. How do you say that when it's a quote that you're the one that quoted it, or you're the one that did it? A quote I did, or something I said? I don't know. But anyway, here's something I said. I said, and it's printed down here, in a competitive world, the child who becomes an adult with great manners has a distinct advantage over those whose manners are merely average. And I'm going to sign every one of these things. And so in any case, when we got this first one, look at it, and somebody said, wow, kind of University of Miami. And I thought, yes, it is. And we need to change that. So, look at that, baby. Huh? What do you think? So, and the link to the canvases online is to the Bama link. But get this, and so same quote down here, signature down here. And, you know, Emily, our little Gen Z girl, our little friend, she likes the people on the other side of the state. And so we got these colors. How about that? And we also, we've already ordered Tennessee, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, LSU, Florida, Auburn, Alabama, and we're gonna have I think whatever team you want, we can have it done that way. And so they're how much are they?
$49.99.
$49.99. And I mean, obviously they'd be good in somebody's kitchen who has kids, but they'd also, I think they'd be good in a school or a rec center or in a church, or I think they'd be good almost anywhere. Of course, if we put them up publicly around here, we're going to have to put up an Alabama one and an Auburn one. Dan Stone says Golden Gopher colors. Matt, see if you can get me the Minnesota Golden Gopher colors, and let's show Dan what that one would look like in a minute.
All right. I'll work on it.
We'll have it for you in just a few minutes, buddy. We've got this down, how to make this happen. All right, now I'm going to tell you what I'm mad at. Then I'll tell you about this right here that happened, and then we'll get out of here. But is PC on today? Is PC watching? SB is in the back, I know, and she's monitoring everything. I'm wondering if PC is watching today, because I'm kind of mad. Now, PC is my buddy. She's the lady who has helped us at the house for years and years and years and years and years and years. And I love her like a sister. But one of her grandkids had had COVID, and so she had to quarantine. All right, now think about this, especially guys. I want the guys to think about this. So PC, she couldn't clean up. She couldn't come help. She couldn't do any of that. So she had to stay. So. It's after New Year's, and Polly leaves town, goes visiting. She leaves town. She goes out of town, going to visit, and I'm left with two young men, boys, just like messy boys, and the Christmas tree is still up. The mantle is still decorated. So here's the thing. I know that PC is not going to be there. Now, my wife is on her way back right now. My wife is driving. Polly is driving right now. On her way back. And, she's skinny little girl, paying attention, driving. She's on her way back. She is headed home, and she knows she's bracing herself for, she knows PC is not coming in, and she knows that she's left these three guys and Carver the dog, so four guys, and trees still up, decorations still, and so I'm sure she is steeling herself for this, walking into the house. Well, let me just tell you that over the past couple of days, I have done all the laundry. I have dried the clothes, folded the clothes, put clothes away. I have cleaned the kitchen. I have done the dishes several times and dishwasher stuff, and got stuff out and put it into the cabinets. Now, granted, some of it might not be where it goes, but I got it in cabinets. I cleaned up stuff there in the little sitting room, and in the living room, I undecorated the Christmas tree by myself. That's right. I sure did. Over the past couple of days, I took every Christmas decoration off. I took the lights off. I wound them back onto their plastic things, and I took them all the way up to the attic. I've got the lights in the attic, and then I did get the boys to take the tree out. Okay, I got the boys to take the tree out. And so the boys took the tree out. Then I had to move the tree that's usually in that corner, move that thing over there. But now that's all they did, because then I vacuumed up and I got get that little sap and get those icicles, and I got all that stuff. I swept that back porch and then I got the room good. I even went in Polly's closet and straightened it. I straightened the shoes, and there are like 1,100 pairs of shoes in there, and I mean, there was a time that I thought I was married to Imelda Marcos, but there are so many shoes, but I lined them up. All right, now here's my point. Here's why I'm mad. I get here to the studio. I know my wife's coming home. She's going to be so happy when she comes in. She's going to walk in and go, oh my gosh, oh, thank you. What a great husband that I have. And I'm just imagining it, and I'm happy. And then I get a message from PC, and she says, did you move the iron? And I'm like, you're at the house? Yeah, I found it. And now it occurs to me, ladies and gentlemen, especially the gentlemen, it occurs to me that PC's going to be there all day, and my wife is going to walk in, and I'm going to get no credit at all. Like none. I'm not going to get any credit. She'll walk in. It's just PC's magic, Oh, yeah, we all love PC. Oh, yeah, PC, she keeps family together. Oh, PC is a miracle worker. Oh, yeah, we love PC. Oh, yeah, PC, ask PC. You know where it is? No, ask PC. This looks beautiful. Yeah, PC did it. I will get 0. I worked my fingers to the bone over the past 3 days. And I'm not going to get any credit. But, no big deal. Hey, all right, before we transition, Dan, you want to see your Golden Gopher canvas? Let's see. Let's see it, Matt. What does it look like? Huh?
Well, it's up in the broadcast, not.
Oh, it's up on the broadcast. I just can't see it in here. Okay. Well, there you go. And so there's your Golden Gopher canvas. And anyway, I hope you get some of those things. I really like them. And let me tell you what this is about, and then I'll get out of your hair. I appreciate you joining me today. So you don't see any bones, Darlene McIntyre says. Bones. She says, I don't see no bones. And I'm like, what does that mean? And say, I worked my fingers to the bone. Look at that one. That one's in a splint already. Chet Calhoun says he's learned that the only time you get credit is when they actually see you doing it. Well, that's probably true. That's probably true. But I ain't in it for the credit. Okay, so, we have the little store area out here, and we have our museum cabinets, and we have one that has Andy Griffith stuff in it. We have one that has writer stuff in it. We have one that has stuff from my comedy career in it. We have sports. There's football, there's golf, there's baseball, there's we have several in here. They're World War II that shows tons of World War II stuff, some Revolutionary War stuff. There's tons of stuff. But you know how I said that this was the finger I was going to give at 11:59 on New Year's Eve? That I already had it splinted up, and this was the finger I was going to wave goodbye to 2020 at? Well, these cabinets are glass, and, so that you can come in and see this stuff. And there are 3 shelves, or there are actually 4 shelves in that cabinet, and it's a lot of my military stuff. The very top stuff is my special ops stuff. Then the second one was, I think, the Schwarzkopf stuff, and then the Generals stuff, and then Roy Rogers. At 11:59 on New Year's Eve, that shelf just broke. It collapsed and just crashed down on everything. Matt, could we see some video on that? That's why we know it was 11:59, because Matt went to one of the security cameras and figured out that it happened at 11:59. So that is that's what 2020 left me. That's what 2020 left me. Is a disaster. It was disaster coming in, disaster going out. But I brought in here the stuff that was on those shelves. And so I thought that before we put them back on the shelf, you might want to see some of them, okay? This is a cowboy hat that Roy Rogers signed for me. Usually we have it over there on a whole bunch of old Zane Grey books. It's like propped up in, looks real nice. It's kind of propped up like da-da-da-da, like that. But this is my Roy Rogers hat. And this is a very unusual, because I got this, Mr. Roy signed this for me, and he was pretty old. And but I've got it, and I always smile when I see it, because it says, "To Andy, happy Trigger, Roy Rogers and Trigger." And I didn't want to say, it's Happy Trails, Roy. Trigger's your horse. It's Happy Trails, not Happy Trigger. But I didn't say anything, and I love the hat. I think I've got the only Roy Rogers Happy Trigger hat. And so, anyway, that's one of the things that it fell on, or stuff fell on it. This, an American flag from one of our country's veterans. What else? Let's see. Yeah, I was really nervous about some of this stuff. I was really nervous about... Where's the glasses? Where is Chuck Yeager's glasses?
I'll check Austin, maybe.
Did he put them somewhere else? Well, I hope nobody wore them out of here. But anyway, I used to hunt with Chuck Yeager. He passed away last year, and so Mr. Chuck, General Chuck, so he gave me his flight glasses and signed his flight glasses, and so they're usually there. Let's see. This was from General Fogelsong, who was the 4-star general in charge of really everything, I think, except the Pacific Rim at the time. Based at Ramstein, he was the USAFE commander and 4-star guy. And so this was a gift from him. Oh, okay. So there's the stuff. Thank you. Thank you, M. All right, yeah. So here are Chuck Yeager's flight glasses. Says to Andy, good hunting. Then let's see, what else? Show you this, all this junk. We don't need that. I was really concerned. What about the plate? Is the plate? I don't see the plate. All right. This is the Schwarzkopf cup. Okay? So in case you wondered about it, there it is. That's the Schwarzkopf cup. It's kind of hard to say. But anyway, I won that shooting sporting clays. My team won it. It was me, Dave Butts. Remember, he was one of the linemen for the Washington Redskins. Me, Dave Butts. This did break a little bit. We didn't think that it broke any, but it did. It chipped a little bit. Anyway. Thank you. So, but that's Schwarzkopf cup. We won that shooting sporting clays at the General's place. Then here's some of the coins. Special Operations Commander coin. Air Commandos. President of the United States has a bigger coin than anybody else. So there's just some of the coins. This is a plate that we ate off of, I guess, at the Schwarzkopf Cup thing. So, did I tell you we won this cup? Did I tell you that we won the cup? Shooting sporting clays. Yep. And nice little tune there. Yep, shooting sporting clays. And it was me, Dave Butts, and a guy, and the rep from Beretta, a shotgun rep from Beretta. And they drew it just like, like randomly. And Butts literally called me in my room at the hotel and said, hey, we're going to win this thing, because he is an incredible shooter. We knew that the Beretta rep could shoot, Phil, and I can kind of shoot. And we thought, if whoever gets put with us is just like halfway there. And we did. We won the whole thing. Let's see. Here is a president's cufflinks. This is a coffee cup from Air Force One. Here. Let's see. What else do we have in here? I'm going to tell you what the thing that was broken was in just a second. Okay, this was for the Schwarzkopf Cup. It says limited edition for the Schwarzkopf Cup. And it's rare brandy. It was rare in 1994. So now it's rarer brandy. Rarer. And here's something from the Schwarzkopf Cup that I think is pretty cool. I actually went to two of them. I didn't tell you about the one we didn't win, but they have General's. His own shotgun shells were made. Can you imagine? So that one has the Schwarzkopf Cup on it, but then the other one, let's see, here's the other one, had 4 stars on it. Do you remember who Jameson Parker is? I'm sure you do. I know Em doesn't, but she didn't remember who anybody is. You remember who Jameson Parker is? Jameson was the good-looking guy on Simon and Simon, the blonde. They're the 2 brother detectives, and so he was the blonde one. And Jameson was a buddy of mine and used to go on some of these quail hunts and these, the celebrity shoots, the sporting clay shoots, this kind of stuff. And so he had been at that Schwarzkopf Cup, and we were all trying to grab shotgun shells, for souvenirs to have. And then he also, had that shotgun shell. Well, so the next time I saw Jameson, we were at the Quail Unlimited hunt in Albany, Georgia. And so we had just been to 2 different Schwarzkopf things where they made those shotgun shells. Now, I'm walking to eat with Jameson, and he had said something about the hunt, and I said, yeah, I was pretty amazed that they called me and asked me to be the honorary chairman of this year's celebrity hunt. And he goes, "Oh, really?" I'm sure he's going, "Yeah, I'm amazed too." But I said I was just excited about doing it just because they told me that they would make shotgun shells for me like they did for the General. He said, "Seriously?" Because it was a pretty big deal to see a shotgun. He said, "Seriously?" I said, "Yeah." They put my initials on them, and I pulled a couple out of my pocket, and he went, "My gosh, this is so great." Hey, wait a minute. But I got him really bad because they're the Winchester, the brand that they use, that if they don't have Schwarzkopf on, they're double A's. Okay. And so I tell Jameson, yeah, they have my initials on them. And he was like, wow. Hey, wait a minute. So let's see what else we got here. Oh, here is an ammo box from Desert Storm that the General signed for me. And let's see, I'm going to put that here. Almost through. There's a picture of the General and the winning shooter. That Schwarzkopf Cup. So Judy Pickett said that a lot. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. I appreciate you reminding me about that, Judy. So hang on just a second, and I'm going to get right to that. Let me show you the last bit. I had the General's book in there because I have it. Like, I have a whole shelf of General Schwarzkopf. I did a ton of stuff with him. And I can tell you some stories. So a couple of funny stories about the general too. But then this just killed me because one of my favorite guys of all time is General Mike Woolley. And Mike Woolley was he was the very first special operations commander I ever worked with. And man, you just talk about such a great guy and just a leader. It was unbelievable. And so the Air Force gives out what they call the Order of the Sword, okay? And so the Order of the Sword, this was actually from General Vogelsong. So this is from Ramstein in Germany that they actually had, in fact, I bet you, do I have? Yes, here's the menu that night. The dinner in honor of Mr. Andy Andrews. Mr. We had sweet potato soup with honey cream, bourbon glazed pork tenderloin, garlic smashed potatoes. That's a step up from mashed, isn't it? Cauliflower with cheddar sauce, fresh baked rolls, wine, whatever that is, and then mini banana split with chocolate ice cream, tea, coffee, and it was at House Waldgarten, whatever that is. So the Order of the Sword. Here's Mike Woolley, and a flag officer has never been given the Order of the Sword. The Order of the Sword is selected by enlisted men or enlisted personnel. And so it usually goes to an enlisted person, and they don't give it every year. They just give it when they feel like it has been deserved. And so in the entire history of the Air Force, there have only been 63 Order of the Swords that have been presented, all right? And so they gave the Order of the Sword to Mike Woolley. And so Polly and I were there. We were like, I was in a tux. Mike Woolley's dad was in a tux. Polly was in a gown. Mike Woolley's mom was in a gown. And there were maybe 2,000 other people there, and we were the only ones that were not in uniform. But it was, what an incredible evening. But this was one of the wine goblets from the Order of the Sword ceremony of my friend, General Mike Woolley. And it broke as 2020 left my life. 2020 broke my wine goblet. And so, when they came and told me that had crashed, I was like, oh my gosh. We got the wine glass, got the Schwarzkopf cup, Chuck Yeager's glasses, the Air Force One coffee cup, the plate from Schwarzkopf. Oh my gosh, what? And of all things, they were all fine, except this little chip on a Schwarzkopf cup. Did I tell you that I won this? I won this. This is a major award. So everything was fine except the Order of the Sword wine glass. And so I treasured this so much that I feel like that 2020 was leaving saying, let me find something that'll really hurt him. Let me just find something that'll really hurt him. And so 2020 left by just blasting the crud out of my Order of the Sword glass. But I had another one. So 2020, you're already gone. You can't come back. And I have another one to replace it. There it is, right there. Order of the Sword, in honor of General Michael W. Woolley, 21 September 2007. And, you know, to watch him walk with his wife, Kathy, and walk up through these guys in their dress uniforms, holding the swords above them as they walked into this place. It was just unbelievable. But my boys were little when I worked with General Woolley, and so they met him several times, and there was it was always very funny to us because they would call him General Woolley, and they called her Mrs. General Woolley. And so, is Mrs. General Woolley going to be there? Yes, she's probably going to be there. And Austin, I'll just tell you this, that one night we went over for it was a 4th of July celebration there on the Special Ops base. And so outside their home, it's on the water, on the coast. And so we were out on this dock. Well, at that time, the war in the Mideast had been going, Afghanistan and Iraq. And so when I first started working with General Woolley, there was his aide-de-camp was like an administrator, which is the kind of aide-de-camp that a general like that has when you're not at war. Okay, but then the second time, and every time after that, but the second time that I arrived, that guy was gone, and there was another guy as an aide-de-camp. And so I found out then, General Woolley told me, he said, yeah, when we're on a war footing, we have one of the tactics personnel as an aide-de-camp. And so he told me, he said, yeah, Chris is like, I shouldn't say how he said it, but you got the idea. He was a real badass, okay? And but we called him Captain Chris, and he was pretty awesome, man. He wore his red beret, and he ended up being squadron commander of Special Tactics. And so one night we were there, it was 4th of July, and we were going to sit out on the dock and watch the fireworks. Okay, so the Special Ops base has some amazing security features, as you would imagine, including the general's home. There's a safe room in that home, and open up the cabinet, punch this big red button, people come all over you. And so anyway, we're sitting out on the dock. And, these guys all have code names, as you can imagine. Well, Captain Chris had little girls that were the same age as Austin and Adam at the time. And Austin and Adam went to Chuck E. Cheese birthday parties with Captain Chris's little girls. But that night, we're sitting out on the dock, and Austin is probably about 6, and he's sitting in Captain Chris's lap, and we're all out on the dock. And so he says to Captain Chris, he said, "So, what does General Woolley do?" And Chris said, "Well, General Woolley is a very important man." Austin said, "Do people guard him?" And Chris said, "They do." He said, "Even when people don't know he's being guarded. Austin said, what do you mean? Chris said, well, like at 2 o'clock the other morning, I was in scuba gear and I was under this dock. Austin's eyes go like this. He said, so what does General Woolley do? And Chris said, well, he's just a very important man. I said, but what does he do? And Chris said, do you watch the Power Rangers? I said, I do. Chris said, General Woolley is Red Ranger. And I also went, oh, okay, all right. And from that point on, Mike Woolley changed his call sign to Red Ranger. We all called him Red Ranger. Anyway, this stuff will be back in the cabinet with a new secured piece of glass. As we leave today, I did want to say, and Judy Pickett, thank you for reminding me, a lot of people are talking about how do you kill 11 million people. And Julie says she has trouble reading due to macular degeneration, and so she's thinking about adding the audio to it. And, why do you have macular degeneration, Julie? Because you're only, you're going to have a birthday, right, soon, and you're like only going to be 80, so that's not very old. But thank you. A lot of people are talking about how you kill 11 million people, that book, and are getting that book in the hands of as many people as they can. So, I appreciate it. That's why I wrote it. And I think we will see you. We'll see you Thursday. Chris Comer said tempered glass. Yeah. I don't know. I probably should just drill the holes where they hold the thing up, But anyway, this will all be back on the shelf soon. And appreciate you guys being with us. And I'm going to go home and see my wife and get no credit tonight. No credit for that clean house. It's all PCs. All right? I won that bowl. I won this. Schwarzkopf Cup. I won this. Bye-bye.